Today is an exciting live stream for EDAO because this is our first live stream where we are legit. We're streaming on the official NVIDIA Omniverse YouTube and the official NVIDIA Omniverse Twitch. We are still streaming on my personal LinkedIn, so we're pretty legit. I guess we're mostly 2/3 legit.
You were always legit. Yeah, and this is great though. This is awesome. I think the subscribers who have been following our Twitch and official Twitch and YouTube streams will definitely be very excited to start seeing your stream show up in our feed. Yeah, the stuff you're doing is super cool, including what's I'll let you describe today, but this is going to be awesome.
Oh, thanks. And so today, you may have seen a few Excel or like spreadsheet connections before. What we've got here that we're sharing today is an Excel extension. And this Excel extension, it has a bi-directional connection to it. So if you make a change in Omniverse, that change notifies to Excel. And if you make a change in Excel, that notifies to Omniverse. So bi-directional connection. And as you start to think about that, the possibilities are just endless. I mean, things like you could take your scene, grab all the prims, write them to an Excel spreadsheet, and then use find and replace in Excel to make changes to your scene, and then those changes would come back in real time to Omniverse. Like I think that's one possibility. Or in this case, what we're doing is we've got an Excel spreadsheet with a bill of materials, and we're going to let you change a material in the spreadsheet, and that's going to pop over to Omniverse.
Okay, yeah, that was my next question, because it's this. I would imagine that a lot of 3D artists probably like got to not get a little nauseous when they think about Excel. But what are the real world usage for something like this? So materials you just mentioned is one.
Yeah, or you could do colors. You could do, you know, what a great artist one that Zia Ideas on Discord has been blowing this up.
He's awesome.
Yeah, and one idea he had was let's say you had Maddie's bookshelf. If you've seen that, that's a bookshelf in an Omniverse scene, and you've got all your books on there with their titles. What you could do is you could link those titles to an Excel spreadsheet with all of those titles. So instead of having to go through the scene to find those titles and edit the text by hand, you could like have an Excel spreadsheet with the titles and their fonts and stuff in Excel, or you could even just do the title with the font and play with that in Excel and have that link back to Omniverse. So I think Excel as a tool is just really flexible. Could make anybody's life a little bit easier. Yeah.
That's awesome. It's very cool. I'm excited to see this work. I'm going to post a quick note to all of our fans on Discord. I'll let them know we're live right now. We definitely want people to ask questions. I think part of the whole purpose of these live streams is to be able to answer your questions in real time. We have the wonderful Jen with us. Jen, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit? People who maybe haven't seen you yet.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I'm not as cool as everybody else on this call.
That is totally not true.
Not true.
Well, I mean, listen, I saw that this morning that you were wearing an NVIDIA shirt, so I had to wear mine as well. So we're matching at least because I got to follow the trend of cool people. Okay. So, but yeah, Jen, I do a lot of programming. I'm usually a hermit in my cave programming mostly.
That's awesome. So what would you? I'm curious. So Eric, how would you categorize your experience level with Python in general? Are you kind of intermediate, advanced, expert? And then Jen, I'm assuming you're more like on the expert level. Is that fair? Don't be shy.
I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I can get around. I can make really cool, fancy things. Sometimes I make things that don't seem useful, but it's just fun.
No, that's cool. Okay. I think you're being a little humble, but okay, that's great. And Eric, what do you say your experience? And this I think would be helpful for people who are watching. It always surprises me that some 3D artists, are able to dive into Python relatively easily. We had that happen on the developer contest we recently had, where people just started fooling around with it, and like, wow, I can't believe I did that. So where's your experience level fall in the Python kind of lineage?
So I am a C# expert and a Python beginner.
Okay, cool.
Learning fast. So maybe intermediate Python, because I've got enough C# experience that it's accelerating my my learning, if you will.
Yeah. So did you say that's interesting? So C# is a language of Unity, right? Would
Yeah.
you say that if you have good Unity experience with C#, you'd be able to jump in Python pretty nicely?
I would say so. C# and Python are C#, Python, Java, JavaScript, especially like TypeScript. I think any of those are kind of have a lot in common. I mean, they're all different. Every language is different. But once you've learned, especially if you've been developing in other areas, like I do some C# and a little bit of C++, and a little bit of JavaScript. And so once you start learning a few languages, it's kind of you know what to expect, I think.
Yeah, I would say it's easier to go from JavaScript to Python, because when you're going from like C# or like C++, you're so used to types and basically parentheses a lot and all these other things. But when you start using Python, it's like, oh, okay, I don't need parentheses, I don't need semicolons everywhere, I don't need that. So you got to break that habit. But then once you start getting into Python, and then you go back to like a Java or like a C++, then you forget to put the semicolons again. So
Yeah.
it's really funny when you go between the languages.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Welcome
Let's
to the
see.
people in our chats. I see a bunch of people are here. Some familiar faces and some new faces, which is awesome. Someone's shouting out to all the Excel fans out there. We know you're out there. Maybe you don't like to promote it, but we know you're there. Excel is a great tool. So I'm really excited to see how you tackle this today.
Yeah, and I think maybe we'll start with a quick, just a recap of last week, so to help everyone see kind of how we got here. And in order to talk to Excel, I'm sure there are a few different ways we could do that. But the easiest way, or the most direct way, is if you're using a Windows computer. There's this really cool library, Pywin32, that lets you access all of the Windows APIs from within Python. And it's a little hard to import into Omniverse. There's some tricks, and Maddie figured those out for us. Maddie, the Python wizard. There's like what was who said this? We've got here we go. There's medium, expert. Then you have Jen, and then you've got like Maddie, who's at wizard level, right? And so he helped us figure out. And what we're doing here is we import Pywin32, and then we find out the paths to some DLLs that come with that import that need to be added to your environment variable, your path variable. And he adds those to the path variable on the fly, so that you can use those so that you can use the Pywin32 from within the kit environment. And you don't have to remember how to do this. I'm going to, when I make this Excel library public, I'm going to share this code with it, and you can just copy and paste that if you're using Pywin32 at all. I'm not going to memorize it. So just remember that you have to do this code block in order to use Pywin32 and to bring in, and win32com.client. That's the import we're trying to get to eventually. And that's the one that lets you use any COM application. COM applications are any Windows applications that register COM DLLs onto the that register COM-DLLs on your computer. And so that includes like any of the Microsoft Office applications, and it includes other applications. For example, if you're a CAD, like an engineer, CATIA V5 is a COM application. So if you're, and you can, so you could use this to automate CATIA V5 a little bit. All right. So that's kind of for me was the hardest part to figure out. And so that's why I had Maddie do it for me. Okay, the next bit, we've got a class here we'll use later. I'll explain this bit in a little bit later. Okay, so on startup, we're just creating our extension user interface. I'll minimize that. And here are a few events we're going to use in a bit. All right, here's where the magic happens. This is on link click. And this is the event that fires. Let me pop it open so you can see our user interface. We have this massive button. That's the click event for that button. And if we go back to code, we're going to grab the stage. We're going to make sure that we're going to grab the, this is just grabbing a single prim from our stage that we kind of have preset. And we're going to register, we're going to get the material attribute for that primitive. And then we're going to use this really cool OmniUSD get watcher subscribe to change info path. This is super cool because instead of just registering for all changes in your scene and then having to filter and figure out if the change you're interested in happened, we can subscribe to the change event for a single attribute of a single prim. We can get really specific here. And so we only register for the stuff we care about. And this will fire off this mat change routine for us, which right now it's right here. And all it does is it gives us a prompt that the material has changed. And I'll show you that in a minute once we debug a few bits that I've added here. Next, we're going to link to Excel. Okay. We're going to call excel.dispatchedex. And last week we had a bug where sometimes 2 copies of Excel were running. And if we grabbed the wrong one, then it just wouldn't work. And so we were using dispatch.ex. It launches a new copy of Excel no matter what. And so that we will know for sure that we've got the copy of Excel that we want. And we're going to have to change this call. I was just doing this just a minute ago. So we've got a little bit of work to do here. Open workbook. So this was where we were grabbing the already open copy of Excel and we were grabbing an open workbook. I recommend this other way of opening a copy of Excel and opening your workbook that you want, because if there are 2 copies of Excel open, it's a little tough to deal with when you're working with COM stuff because, I looked into it. It is possible with Python, but it's tricky. And so I think it's just a lot simpler to open Excel and open the workbook instead of trying to grab the already open one. And we're all about the less tricky way, I'd say. And let's see here. Next, we were getting this bug with Win32com where sometimes this intermediate dispatch object variable was in between the Excel workbook and the worksheets. So all I did is found this really cool Python call has attribute that checks if a variable has the given attribute. So if Excel workbooks has the worksheets attribute, we're going to go ahead and grab it this way. What I say is going to be the more typical way. If that's missing, we're going to try that. And let's go ahead and wrap that all in a try except. Otherwise, my gut feeling is this is going to fail and going to leave us hanging. And it's going to complain at me a little bit because I'm not capturing the exception, but I know exactly, pretty good idea what happened here. Card.log info. Could not find.
By the way, thanks to Vincent Brisebois for helping us test different resolution configurations to make the text a lot more readable using StreamYard. We were a little worried because typically when we stream on Wednesdays, we're using a big Threadripper PC and we're broadcasting in 4K. Otherwise, if we don't do that, typically people have a hard time seeing text. But StreamYard does not stream in 4K. But thanks to Vince's work, we were able to adjust the resolution on Eric's side, and it looks like everybody can see the text. I just got a couple of updates from people watching, so that's great.
That's great. Yeah, it's definitely struggled with that one a little bit, but I feel like we've got it, kind of got the hang of it now. Yeah, so wrap that in a try catch, because this, I don't know, this is a little bit dicey section of code in particular. And as if you're learning, doing kind of getting new to programming, the way I operate with this sort of thing is I'll just get it to work, even if it's a bit hacky and buggy. And then I'll fix it. And by the end, when you have professional code, like enterprise grade code, your code is going to be like 1/4 doing the stuff and 3/4 catching and dealing with all of the errors that can happen when you're trying to do the stuff. So yeah. But if you're trying to do all that error handling from the get-go, it really it slows you down, I think, too much. So, okay, final part of it connecting to Excel is right here. We're going to use this kind of fancy thing here, self.excel events. And we're going to say win32com.client.with events. We're going to grab the worksheet and connect. This is what this is going to do. It's going to hijack all of the Excel worksheet events and reattach them to this class that we've created. And so I've got the class up top. It's the worksheet events class. And then this on change, there's a change event in Excel. Like if you're in VBA, you'll see the change event. And so you have to say on and change with self and args, just like this, for each event you want to capture. And then let's see here. And then that will hijack that change event and we'll attach to it here. And we've got it. There you go. So that's kind of a summary. Oh, one last thing is we were getting kind of like extra copies of Excel as we went, because we weren't handling it properly. And from what I've read, setting each of your Excel variables to none should solve that, so that it kind of cleans things up when the extension shuts down. There we go. That's the recap from last week with a few fixes if you were with us. Next, let's go ahead and debug this and get it actually all to work, because I just wrote this code and haven't even tested it a few minutes ago. So I'm sure we're going to run into a few problems. To remember to do that, I'll detach and show you. We've got Omniverse open, and we've got Visual Studio Code open. We're going to go to the debug section here and click on this play button to start debugging. That attaches the kit executable to Omniverse, to Visual Studio Code, so we can debug our code. The first bit we're going to check is this line here. I've intentionally not opened the correct scene, and I've done that so that we can test this kind of try-catch code. So we'll click this button. We'll pop over to Visual Studio. We'll step in. And I'm not catching it correctly. So this call apparently succeeded. And I'm getting this. Yeah. So actually this call didn't fail. It just has like an invalid null prim value.
Yep, because that function for get prim at path, if it does not find it, it will still return an invalid prim.
Got it.
So it doesn't necessarily fail.
Well, that's kind of good practice on their part. So instead of that try catch there, we've got to say something like if baseplate equals invalid prim.
You can do, I believe, baseplate dot is valid.
Oh. Is so I'm having a hard time with it. So I'm going to put a stop here. And we're just sometimes I don't get I have a better time seeing what's there when I'm debugging. So now we can look at baseplate and we can look at all of its info. So we've got like you're not seeing is valid, is invalid, is loaded. These are all throwing back errors, right? It's function variables. Oh, it's a function.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's not a property, it's a function.
Yep.
And can we look at I'm guessing it's just no arguments?
No arguments, and it should return a Boolean.
That's going to return for us. Okay. So if not baseplate dot is valid. Oh, I don't know how to do not apparently in.
You want to know what it is?
What is it? Not?
It's just the word not, yeah.
There you go. Too easy. All right. So let's check this one out. This should fail for us. And gracefully, print an error and then gracefully exit.
Would you like to add a breakpoint before you...
I did. It's just gray for me. Let's figure out what's up.
Oh, is it because you haven't saved the file yet?
Well, I did save. I think that's just a little graphics bug on Visual Studio's part that it didn't update. I made the breakpoint before I saved. Then I saved. It didn't turn it red for me. That's great. So that's going to RC car scene not open. Perfect. Now let's open the scene and validate that it works. Oh, right here. Yeah. Renan says, cross your fingers. So we need to pause. Everyone watching needs to cross their fingers for us, or else it's not going to work. Okay, scene's open. Check. Let's give it a second to load here.
Moment of truth.
Yeah. Once it's loaded, we're gonna click the button. I've clicked it. Is it please be valid? Ah, yes. I just want to thank everyone for crossing their fingers. That's what really makes the Omniverse work. It's kind of like Santa Claus. It's like the belief that really makes the sled fly, right? Okay, so there's grab the attribute. It's subscribed. And okay, this is should. Oh, that's this is definitely. Oh dear, I'm not sure what's going to happen when this line runs because. But nothing good because that's just leftover code I had in there as I was checking things out. So we're going to delete that extra line of code. And let's see here. I'm going to close this Excel. And it should probably have let a ghost Excel for us in the task manager. So let's look at that. Sure enough, that's the copy of Excel that it just launched. Let's write a little bit of code to like make this actually work. Let's see, self dot app dot. Oh, I forget the kind. Let's see here. Python, Excel. I'm doing a Google search on the side. I'll do it. We'll test my Python, Excel. Make Excel visible.
Now we'll all judge you on how good your Googling skills are.
Yeah, there's this. I should try this. You guys seen like u.com?
No, what is this magic?
AI chat uses a one like Chat GPT. Should you try it?
No.
Write us Python code that makes Excel visible. What's going to happen? Well, actually, that's not a bad answer, except we're not using Excel wings. So that's kind of cool. Write Python code that uses Win32com to open Excel and make it visible. No.
That doesn't look right.
No?
No.
It looks too short to me. I'm not. I don't know what I'm looking
Well,
at.
no, but this is the line I need. Well, maybe let's try it. Let's see. Let's check you out. U.com. It would just be self.excelapp.visible equals true. That's what it's saying we do. And then I'm going to return because we're not ready for the rest. There's that semicolon that Jen was mentioning. And then Renan's is saying use pandas, pip install pandas. I think if we wanted to do charting, that would be a great solution, but we actually want to connect to Excel. All right. I'm going to save it. Put a stop right there. Why not? No. It worked.
Get out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jen,
what do you have to say about that?
How do you feel about that, Jen? To be proven wrong by an AI robot. So is that AI robot better at Python than you?
I don't like it.
A little uncomfortable.
Look, but now we could go on to bigger and better things. That's our point.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna try that out for a little while. Yeah. Okay. So that's done. Okay. We're gonna work this till we break it. Let's see.
Don't know.
Write Python code that uses Win32com to open an Excel workbook. Oh dear. I think we haven't broken it yet. Let's find out.
So that one didn't have your visible.
Well, I didn't ask for that at this time. So I could, heck, this is kind of fun, right?
But if you look at it, it has dispatch, and then it has the workbook right underneath it.
Well, I didn't ask it to make it visible. Can I copy that?
Yeah, are you able to ask a follow-up question and it knows what you're following up on?
No, I think it just answers the.
I see.
I could say write Python code that uses Win32com to open Excel make it visible, and open a workbook.
Oh man.
All right, it's pretty good, huh? That's I mean, I'm sure it's not gonna, like, if we said write an Omniverse extension that creates a bi-directional connection to Excel. I'm gonna be really sad if this does that. Yeah, so it's technically, actually, that's technically correct. It's just really kind of vague, right? It doesn't actually do it for us.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't write it. Data juggler, excuse me, is saying, what is that from? And Renan says it's using Chat GPT endpoint. I don't think it actually is a Chat GPT endpoint. They say it's like Chat GPT. I'm not sure. But you go to u.com/chat, I believe. Let me double check that URL. u.com/chat. Yeah. It's so there you go.
Don't worry, data juggler.
Nah, because remember, I asked it some specific lines of code. I was like, do this really specific thing, and it helped me. But if I said anything that was remotely creative, yeah. So watch this, data juggler. So write an Omniverse extension that says "Hello World." Let's give it a pretty easy one. Garbage. It's complete garbage, right? But it gives it to you like, yeah. It's just, I don't know. It could trick you if you didn't know what you were doing. You'd be like, "Oh wow, that looks like it works." It's very convincing, right? But we were asking really much more specific things. Anyway, back to self.excel workbook equals Excel app dot workbooks dot open. And then instead of just that, I know we have I already knew this. I have the sheet path as a variable. So I'll pass in, oh dear. Pass in self.sheet path. Yeah. Where is that? With event open. Here we go. Let's see if that works. Well, and Data Juggler is saying that Chat GPT tries to impress humans, not be accurate, and I couldn't agree more. It's trained with it's a language model. It's not a coding model. It's just I think it's just pretty good at putting together. It's good at writing, not at coding or anything but writing. Okay, here we go. Yeah, see how it's gray? And if I save it, it's still grayed out. But if I just redo it, now it's red. Let's test and see if this open line works. Take a step. Dear. Oh dear. Didn't work. Let's see if we get an error message somewhere. Couldn't find that string model. What? It did open Excel. And excuse me. Oh, let's try it again and take a look at it. Okay, the sheet path. Oh, I got to convert that to a string from a string model, don't I? Do I just call the as string or give value as string? Is that what I call, Jen?
For ooh.
So I've got a string model here. I need to actually grab the string out of it.
Oh, so
Just
wait, is
as
that the
string.
model or is that the value?
That's the sheet path is the model.
So you want to do get value as string.
Not just as string. There's a property as string. I want to try that one.
You sure?
I want to try
Most of us use get value as string.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going rogue.
That's why he's drain flow.
Boom! Boom! It worked.
I think most of the time we use that because the model might not necessarily always be a string, right?
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Cancel. Ooh. All right, cool. Oh, it should be linked now. Everything's worked. So let me show you how it all works. So if I take Excel here, and if I make edits, if you go over here to the console, you see these events are firing, worksheet changed. Yeah. And if I go to the material, excuse me, no, to the base plate, and if I change its material, I get this event, material changed. So I'm now tied into both Excel and Omniverse at the same time. So this is the wiring, the full wiring for this connector, this bidirectional Excel Omniverse connector. Let's change that back to aluminum. All right. I want to make this a little bit cleaner. This one little thing. Self._Excel app. Okay, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to do this.
Is it with a capital Q?
Don't know. Write Python code that uses Win32.com and quits. So. Capital Q, maybe. I also was reading earlier and thought I remembered a capital Q. So I don't actually trust the chatbot that much. I was working on this earlier. Yeah. So if I save this, will it run this quit? Oh, it totally does. So let's perfect.
Yeah, because when you're hot reloading, what it does is it'll shut down your extension.
Ooh.
And then it'll restart it up.
What did it do? Come back, everything? I didn't quit. So we'll have to work on that some more. Do I want to save changes? No. So that quit line of code did not work. So once again, the chat bot has failed us. And let's go back to Stack Overflow, or I guess Google.
Could we look up the API docs for Win32?
No, they're terrible. Basically, it's just doing. Oh, you got to close stuff first. It looks like.
That makes sense.
Oh, and you got to call it from the application. WBS. What's WBS here? Excel.workbooks. So this is much better. I'm going to put it on my other screen and we'll bring it in. So all right, let's see. So worksheet. Oh, don't need it there. Grab the workbook, self dot sell worksheet workbook. Dot close. Guessing that false means we're not going to save it. Is all. I guess.
We can try, see what happens.
And then WBS is what? The workbooks collection. I don't think I need to do that. That. Let's try it here. Oh dear. Oh, those were non-null. Let's see. How do you check if something's null?
Well, unless they have like an API for it, you would say if not none.
Oh, I'm doing C# syntax, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
It's not capital N or something?
It's lowercase.
Oh, it just must
You might
be.
want to, if self it is, you want to say is not none.
If so app is not none. Right? There we go. That should do it. Let's find out. We'll connect first, which opens Excel like we would want. And if we save this, it should shut down. Didn't shut down Excel. So I'll work some more on that code offline because I want to get to some more interesting stuff here. Actually, maybe some comments from the from those of you watching. Would you rather we dig into this and figure out how to shut Excel down, or would you rather get to the point where we're actually changing some materials between Excel and Omniverse?
I say show materials.
Yeah, that's what I say.
That's more of a more eye popping, I think, than shutting things down is important though. But we can also manually shut down Excel, so that's not too much.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Another vote for change materials.
Oh
Woohoo.
yeah.
In the
Oh
chat.
yeah. Okay, that's it. The vote has been carried. So now what we're going to do, if we're just doing this really kind of a specific example. So I've got some pseudocode here. We're going to find out, if you look at the Excel spreadsheet, cell G4 is the cell of interest. And so we're going to first find out if G4 is what's changed. And then we're going to check, is the Excel value different from the scene value? If it's different, then we're going to edit them to match. Okay. So let's go back to the Google here. See, win32com. Let's see here. There's into. I just happen to know this is. Here we go. No. We want to do like just one on LinkedIn. Here we go. This is a great article. I'm gonna share the link with you all. He walks through wiring up events to Excel in this event, and it's got the text as well, which I love. He does have this step I'm not doing, where he listens for extra events and then handles them. This will probably create the occasional freeze and crash in Python and Omniverse. It's this pump messages call. So we do have to work that out, but not right now. Here we go. So here he's got this on-sheet selection changed. So we're going to look at these args and see. I'm going to guess it's going to be the same thing. If args, we're going to probably tell us what the range is. So let's just go ahead and log info up here. I'll do this sort of thing a lot. The stop. All right, and now when we change an Excel cell, it should stop there. Did I do something wrong? You know, I probably need to stop Excel. And oh, I didn't connect it. Or did I? Let's try here. Worksheet changed. Oh, I must be. Let's actually. I think I didn't save this extension. Let's close this. And let's relaunch. Let's reconnect next. Okay. Hopefully that's actually going to stop like we want it to. All right. So I'm still getting worksheet changed. It's not debugging for. It's still saying that old message. Let's see. So my debugger seems to have detached from my extension. I'm wondering if I should just like relaunch Omniverse or something. I'm just going to relaunch. Not sure what's up. Don't save. And so we have 10 minutes left. We're not going to get this going both ways in this session. I want to hear from you. Would you rather, so I can do another session next week and where we cover this and try to wrap it up completely in these sessions, or I can just finish it on my own, release the sample, and move on to another topic in our next live stream. So I want to hear from you. Would you rather we finish this up in our next live stream, or would you rather move on to the next topic and I can release it on my own? I link it. RC not open. Great. A lot better experience that way. Okay, closing this. Let's link it. Working pretty well. Let's go to let's go ahead and attach and see if that event is wired up properly now. Actually, I'll make this full size. We've got the stop. We are attached. There we go. I'm not sure how they, I'm not sure how they did this or what happened there. I'm not sure what happened there. But we're in the right place now. Oh, hello. I was going to actually look at that variable. Let's look at args right here. Okay, so it's one item and it has an address. Oh, cool. So that means we can just say like if args 0 dot address equals G4, we want to stop. Otherwise, we don't want to stop.
Data Juggler is commending your bravery on coding live. He said it's something he to do by himself with no one watching, probably like most people. Data Juggler, I think you need to come on. We need to have you code live with us. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this comment too. Hand pink waving. So I can just like, oh yeah, you just, this and that, and then it'll be done. It's so easy, right?
Are you really coding by yourself if you have a rubber ducky?
There you go. Okay, so now I've added this if statement. So we're capturing if it's G4 that's changed. And it should, let's see here. Oh dear. I'm going to go ahead and close Excel myself. Don't save it. Save this. Click on this. Change a cell. All right. And then it should skip over this. Yeah, great. But then, I've got the, I'm going to take that stop off now. So now it should only catch if we change G4, which I happen to know is right here. Nothing happened. Oh dear. Let's change this again. All right, what's the address? Okay, why isn't that catching? Oh dear.
Obviously, if you guys see something in the audience that we're not seeing right away, please feel free to chime in.
Yeah.
Code with us.
Let's see. Sometimes I'll go into this this window here and just start trying stuff in this. So come to this debug console. I can say arg0. And it'll print that for me, right? Oh, so let's look at the address. arg0 dot. Okay. G4 true. Okay. Oh, great question. Let's see. We got a good question from John Ebner. Is Excel linked to Omni parsing or converted when read into Omni? It's not doing either yet. We just have a connection. So right now we're just getting a notification when either one changes. And then from there, we parse what we need and we could convert what we need if we want to. So first we'll parse, then we'll convert. And so right now, I'm just trying to, I get this change from Excel and I'm trying to determine, is this a change that I care about, right? Is this what I care about? And for some reason, I'm doing this check and it's evaluating to true, but it's not. What's this? It's like, it's not working right. And so I just wonder if anyone out there can see what's going on here, why that wouldn't be working. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah. And John asks, how is the read timing set for live link to Excel? So it's not based on a timer. We're just actually subscribed to changes in Excel and we're subscribed to changes in Omniverse. So it's just whenever one of those changes, we get a notification, not on a timer. That's the wrong one here. Any thoughts, Jen, on why this might be failing?
Well, I'm wondering if when you do that if statement, if it's if the address, like I wonder if you save that address into a local variable and then do the compare. Because I would like to see what that local address is at that if condition.
That's a good idea. Excel?
Yeah.
All right, now we'll close Excel. Yeah. And we've got two questions. Isn't it easier to load all the Excel in an array and compare, and then when there's a change, you propagate? It turns out, Raynon, that Excel comparison is notoriously difficult, and that would be I would not do that. Just being straight with you. If you look into, just take a look out there for an Excel compare tool, and you will find that even trying to buy one is a very deep rabbit hole. So yeah, watch out for that one.
Yeah.
That's a real, yeah. And then Data Juggler says subscribing to change events is faster than comparing two lists. I would certainly say definitely. Yeah. Especially it's really nice in Omniverse where you can subscribe to a specific event for a specific attribute. That's really cool. That watcher is the bee's knees. All right, so I've saved this, I believe.
Last test.
Hopefully it works. Did I not? What? It didn't even get to the if. So it's something with that. Yeah, it won't even let me assign that.
Yeah, so there's something going on when they're doing this, invoking things. That's probably going to be a whole rabbit hole.
Yep. Oh, Data Juggler says that Excel is his day job, especially in C# and SQL, SQL. And I would say that so you might be familiar with some of these API calls. Once you get it connected and going, I think that you'll find like what we're doing right now. This connection is the hard part. Once you're connected, you're going to be able to find these VBA calls and go pretty easy. Well, shoot, we are out of time. And the rabbit hole just got deeper. So I think we're going to have to end on that note.
Well, actually, I was going to mention, so Zia put in a comment. He'd love to see it finished up next session, a complete series from A to Z, be useful for others to learn from and build on in the future. So I think that's where this is headed.
Yeah, and I think, and the reason I agree, and the reason is because this next step, checking if the Excel value is different from the current value in Omniverse, is no trivial task. We're going to have to walk the scene tree and find out what the material is, and there's kind of a that's a non-trivial step. And then it's also from the Omniverse side. That one should be pretty straightforward. So we're almost there. I think we can finish next time. So let's plan on that. And yeah.
Yeah, and please join the Discord so you at least get updates on when these live streams go live, you know?
This is the question of the day here. Is it possible to have a live connection where changes in Excel dynamically update on Omni? Yes, that's what we're doing right now. Tune in next week if you want to find out how. Right?
So what's the day and time? Same day time?
Yep, every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific. And so same bat time, same bat channel. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining. And I'll post the ed event calendar so you can always edit your calendar very easily. Or like Jen mentioned, just go to our Discord. And before then, it would be awesome if you actually register for GTC so we can collect information on who's coming and what they're interested in. That's just nvidia.com/GTC. Posted a sample session list that Greer provided a few minutes ago. Thank you, Greer. Focused on metaverse and building your apps for the metaverse. It's going to be a great GTC. Definitely save the date for the keynote. We're going to post this all in our ed event calendar as well. But you can get a head start and just go to the GTC page. And of course, if you have anything to show off, we have this amazing gallery page. You can check out to see what other people have done using Omniverse. Just search for Omniverse gallery page. It'll come right up. We would love to see what you're working on as well.
Yeah. And then don't we also have a community event going on right now, Edmar?
A community event. We always have a community event. Yes, we do. We have the community challenge. We have the Valentine's Day challenge. So it'd be really cool to see what developers can come up with. But yeah, so the idea is that create something that has a Valentine's Day theme, and you could share it on social media. We've announced it on the forums. So go to the forums announcements. You'll see it there. Discord will post about it too. and we did a live stream on it yesterday. So you can watch that live stream where Ashley Goldstein, Jen's partner in crime, worked on a nice candy set, really beautiful looking. And also we featured a great Omniverse user, Tanya, who came on and showed her work in progress. Looks amazing. So thank you all for joining. Eric, thanks for inviting me. And Jen, it was really great to hang out with you guys.
Thanks, Edmar.
Yeah.
We'll see you all next week.